Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm Richard Piet with LiveMic Communications. It was about a year ago that I was here, and so I'm happy to be back. I thought I might just give you a little notion for what podcasts in business is about. Coffee is a little more straightforward. I'm not sure this is. You can make a living podcast? Well, yeah. So the idea is to educate, engage, inform, build trust with podcast conversations that are engaging. So it might be helpful to know a little bit about that. So, for example, you're an expert. People with whom you work or could work can benefit from what you know. And so we create purposeful conversations using podcast technology to showcase that, showcase your expertise and the fact that you're a thought leader in what you do. Hopefully this is loud enough. Okay, you can't hear me wave. Oh, well that's interesting. So I was going to tell you a little bit about my background with some visual aids here that don't seem to be here. But anyway.
I think if you click one more time, it'll come up.
One more time?
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
I didn't know I did. Okay, so my background is news and talk radio. For a number of years, I spent just about every day interviewing somebody, helping them share their story and engage with people. So 14 years, WKZO, 3.5 WBCK, and I came across this little saying here, the power of podcasting is in the conversation. It's the dynamic back and forth. It was really that way in radio a lot of the time, too. So what have we been doing over the last year since I've been here? Well, we've been working with a number of clients, creating these engagement tools by way of these podcast conversations. Quick story. So when folks would come into the radio station, sometimes maybe they were in business like you and they got a chance to share their story on radio, they'd say, can I have a copy of that? Sure. We handed them a copy on a cassette, and it became a mixtape later or something like that. And it really wasn't much of an engagement tool at that point. But with technology as we have it now, we can take those conversations, make them meaningful, engaging, purposeful, and use them as engagement tools. So a number of folks have been doing that. And in doing so, mostly these episodes, these series have been focused on them and that expertise that they have. So what have we learned? Interesting. Okay, what have we learned over the last 2 years since we went in business? Well, those informational podcasts have been useful for a number of clients, but we've also gained some clarity on some other concepts using podcasts that we've made use of. For example, this Community Matters thing is an interesting thing in Battle Creek that is a radio podcast hybrid. One client who said, I want to hear more local information in Calhoun County. So we created this concept where we do that and we bring local information where media no longer does it. And we have maybe what you might call a more traditional podcast concept coming, which is the idea of subject-driven podcast. So many people, maybe many of you, when you're looking for a certain subject on podcasts, underwater basket weaving or something, you type that in, those podcasts come up, that's what you listen to. So we're going to start those kinds of series, bringing in different experts who are thought leaders, have perspective and expertise, but maybe they're not the focus of the whole series, they just contribute to it. What else have we learned over the last couple of years since we started and since last year since you saw me? Well, we've had some growth, which is good. In 2022, our goal was triple. Now, I don't mind telling you, I might have been a little conservative setting that goal. You know, when you're getting started, you try to be a little easy on yourself. The pacing this year is similar, but I wasn't as conservative. I took the goal from 22 and tripled it. Said, okay, let's do that. Will we make it? Well, we have a shot at it, so we'll see about that. And as far as growth is concerned, since 2021, with the clients with whom we've worked, we've had more than 8,600 downloads. Now, you might say, is that setting the world on fire? Well, as a number, 8,600 might not be a whole lot. But if you consider that each one of these clients had no podcast following at all, and and we've started to build their audience, then maybe that shines a different kind of light on that. So here's what we know in summary. We launched in 2021. We have certainly recognized some growth in this area, and we're onto something. How do we know that? Well, no one has ever said to me, that's a bad idea. So I feel that even though some don't think it might be right for them, or the timing might not be right, and others have said, yes, it is, there has been a recognition that the concept is interesting and useful. And so our goal is to become fully sustaining in 2024, and I think we will do that. Thank you for this opportunity again. Questions, insights, comments, feedback is well appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.